Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. And as you can tell, this picture is absolutely lovely. I'm sorry, video is absolutely lovely. It's getting a little darker earlier, so I can't use my regular webcam that I do of the Lauderdale by the Sea pier. So I'm kind of giving you the little video I took of the my vacation last week of a little river that I happen to be walking along. And God, I just love watching this. It makes me very calm with the sound in the background. Anyways, let's move along to what's happened today. And where are we with precious metals? Well, we are in freaking limbo still. It's kind of just like hovering in this little 1850 to 1900 level. Last week, with the election looking so weird and all kinds of weird stuff happening, gold was way up. Now it's back down to where it was sitting for a little while, the average. However, it's not going to stay here for a long time. Something's going to happen. It's going to boil over. But meanwhile, it's limbo for us gold and silver peeps and us platinum peeps as well. And really, right now, what I'm having a hard time doing is this battle against boredom as far as trying to give you reports on a daily basis without just saying the same thing. Well, dollar's up, dollar's down, blah, 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 blah. We're in limbo, we're in purgatory. But you know what? That's all I can do. I'm in the same battle of boredom that you are right now, or the battle against boredom. Actually, I went fishing after work today for a little bit, caught myself a nice little blue fish. And it was a fun little fight in a light reel. And if you're a fisherman, you know that. If you're not, I just wasted about, 20 seconds of your time. So sorry about that. I'm going to really hit spot prices real quick because nothing has changed much. As I said yesterday, and I said the day before, and I kind of said the day before, it's just kind of like sitting at this 1860, 1870, 1880 level, popping right in between there with gold. And silver really didn't get whacked much below that $24 level. It's still sitting above $24. And of course, platinum is just trotting along like it has. Boy, if you want any metal that's like takes a little while to react, platinum sure has been it. But meanwhile, gold is leading the course for everything. That's gold, silver, and platinum. I don't know what palladium does. I don't even talk about it anymore. Nobody asks about it. So forgive me if I don't talk much about palladium. I'm sure there's some guy out there that can start a YouTube channel just for palladium and get all the palladium customers out there to watch it, all 62 of them. So I'm just teasing. I'm sure there's retail palladium investors out there, and I might even get a comment or two from them. Anyway, let me get back to these spot prices right here. You know what? Let's just knock them the hell out of the way right now. New York was trading in that 1860 to 1880 range, kind of what I was talking about. Silver above that 24 to 24.42, and platinum just kind of trotting along behind it. World spot prices, let's see the ranges there. Again, 1860, $20 range. Silver running in that 40-cent range. And we do have aftermarkets open right now, and let's see just where they are. Nothing exciting there. Again, I guess you can say it's really limbo land and the battle against boredom right now, just looking at spot prices. So go take a vacation, go fish, go do something. Just forget about your gold until after the holidays and silver after the holidays. Hey, please still watch me, even if you just like fast forward through my videos thinking I'm going to say the same thing until the markets move. I could use the views and the likes and the comments and stuff. So please keep watching. Things may change here. Anyways, I'm going to move along here. My guess, and really I don't mean to sound so blasé, but I'm kind of thinking that unless we see some really crazy news with the election, everything's going as expected. The election is being contested. It looks like there was fraud out there potentially based on what reports are. So this is going to be a long drawn-out battle. And again, regardless of which party gets in, I don't think... I think gold's going to continue to climb regardless of who wins, but that's my opinion. So my guess tomorrow is we're going to see about the same, maybe a little bit higher. Black Swan event could drive it much higher, much lower. Let's just kind of see what happens. But meanwhile, I mean, when I say a Black Swan event, for example, a stock market crash, again, as I've been saying, I mean, a total collapse in the entire economic sector. Will drive the price of gold down. It will. It's just going to happen. So when the economy finally does take a big shit like it did 2008, and I think we can expect it will again, you can expect that gold and silver will take a big crap along with it. But will you be able to buy physical at that price? Unlikely. physical dries up real quick when the prices drop real quick. But you will be able to buy paper, but what's paper good for? Well, again, if they pay on it and you can cash out, you can make some money on that trade as well. Feel free to call and talk to me about that. I'll give you some advice on that as well. Again, I think it's just going to be status quo tomorrow, maybe up a little bit, down a little bit, but 1860, 1880 range unless we see something really crazy happen. Meanwhile, I think the whole country is in limbo, and I think for a lot of us, this battle just continues against boredom with precious metals and boredom of watching everything that's happening. It's just getting old. I'm sorry. I haven't watched the news in years, so unfortunately, it's not as bad for me as it is for a lot of people that watch corporate news. Let's take a look at the Wall Street Journal here, see what's happening. Dow Jones down 300 points. I didn't see much on here other than that the states set new measures as COVID-19 cases surge. So what this really means is that corporations, large corporations who are able to survive under this COVID restrictions, blah, 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 are probably going to do fine, and they won't be hurt too much. However, mom and pop businesses, small businesses across the country are going to get absolutely murdered by these state set measures that are going to mandate how many people you can have, wearing masks, who can open, who cannot open. It's just absolutely ludicrous. I'm not even going to go there right now. I'm sure you're going to hear more my ranting on this without a doubt, how much worse their so-called cure is than the frickin' disease itself. Anyway, I'm not going to digress right now. Sorry about that. Dow down a little bit. This was really interesting to me right here. China's president personally scuttled Jack Ma's anti-IPO. Now, I was first I heard about this, and last week, if you remember, one of the largest traders in precious metals that I know, I mean, millions of ounces, and a friend of mine was telling me that the reason that we had the big shoot up in gold and silver during that day was because of the China shooting down. Apparently, the communist government shot down the IPO of Jack Ma. And that money had to go somewhere, so it went multiple places. And this came from a good source. I was a little surprised, had a hard time wrapping my head around it. But, don't keep that in mind and think about how that might play out. I could see that personally happening after. When he mentioned it, I was a little surprised by it. But afterwards, I thought about it. Well, yeah, we did have that up day, and coincidentally, it was about the exact same time that China's president said, screw you, Jack Ma, you're not going to do this IPO. So there's a couple factors there. That's what spiked gold up last week, and it wasn't able to sustain because the money just kind of quickly went in there, I'm sure. And again, we are still in that kind of election limbo. So last week's big increase up to that 1950 level or 1940 level before it kind of got whacked again might have been just a result of a lot of money going into gold very quickly because of this. So that is my thought on it, and I'm kind of prone to believe that right now. And here's the second lesson to be learned by this: how powerful governments are, presidents are. China's president, well, I don't know if you can call him a president. He's the director of the Communist Party. President of the Communist Party. But anyways, whether it's a Communist Party, whether it's a Democratic Party, whether it's a Republican Party, whether they all can really put the screws to anyone. Just remember that. And never trust paper or anything that you can't hold in your hands. I should say never trust it, but just be wary. The nice thing about gold and silver and platinum is it's physically in your hands. And China's president or our president or the president of any European country or whatever is not going to be able to pry it out of your hands easily. They can do that with stocks, bonds, your retirement, your IRA. It's so easy to go in and steal all that stuff from you, but it'd be very difficult to steal gold and silver and platinum out of your hands unless they went door to door. And good luck with that, pal. Anyways, I'm going to move along from here and go into a little article I saw by Peter Schiff. These articles kind of like, man, they're clickbaitish. They're clickbaitish, and I clicked it. So, could the dollar price of gold go to infinity? I mean, who doesn't want to read that? And I'm noticing with YouTube, and I'm noticing with Facebook, and all kinds of stuff online that, you know, there's so much information being bombarded at us that there's a certain amount of clickbait that has to happen. And this headline, and I love Peter Schiff. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a brilliant man, but it's just so clickbaity. It reminds me of some of the gold ads on there that yeah, gold's going to go to 20,000 this year. However, I could be talking out my ass, and this it could go to infinity. Who knows? But there was a few good points made in this article. I wasn't too fond of the headline here. Take a look at Peter Schiff's article. This summer, Peter Schiff and Jim Rickards. I love Jim Rickards. I love Peter Schiff. I think Jim Rickards is an expert and knows what he does. But man, he's kind of been so perma-bullish for the last 10 years. I guess we all have been kind of after 2008, expecting this market just explode, and it's just kind of slowly gone up. But that's still a bull market. A slow increase over time is still a bull market. A lot of people didn't recognize, but our last bull market that ended like in 2012 really was a 10-year bull market that just slowly went up a little bit slowly. It wasn't until the last year that prices just went into the bubble territory. And I think we're in that same long-term gold and silver bull market right now. We're going to see the ups and downs of it. However, and I think we're also going to see bubble territory in gold and silver at some time, and platinum as well. I can't say exactly when. But anyways, sorry about digressing here. The article is kind of interesting. In a recent interview, economist Rafi Farber took the line of thinking the next line, arguing that the price of gold could eventually hit infinity, meaning simply the value of the dollar will go to zero. Well, yes, unlikely in our lifetime, but you never know. I guess no one thought that during the German inflationary period. However, there's a lot of dynamics that are not like Germany and not in that hyperinflationary mode, not like some African countries that went into hyperinflation either. There's a little bit of difference here with the United States in those particular scenarios. However, I do see that the dollar over time can go to very little spending power. I mean, think about it. What would a dollar buy you in, well, a gasoline, I think in the early 1970s was less than $1 a gallon, except when we hit the gasoline crisis. What else? Coca-Cola was probably, what, 25 cents, a quarter in the early 70s or something like that. In the machine, it's $1 now. You could buy yourself a nice sports car in the early 70s with a little bit of muscle in it for, what, $3,500 now? What is that sports car now? Minimum $50,000 to $75,000. You could buy yourself a nice little home. I could go on and on and on. So the dollar slowly devalued over time, and gold has kept its value and then gone up over time. So this explains the power and the value of gold and silver. Anyways, again, digressed again. Looking at this Peter Schiff article, and I think this is going to be more precipitous drop in the dollar's value than it was in the 1970s. So we could see something equally impressive in the price of gold. Couldn't argue with that. Rickards was willing to put a number on it. He projected 15,000 gold by 2025. I think he projected that by 2020, about 5 years prior to that. But again, I don't want to take anything away from that man. He really knows his stuff. Just kind of like a perma-bull, and I think you got to be very careful making predictions. Even though I make my little daily predictions, that's a little bit easier to do. What do I say? It's going to be about par value, $10 up. I just kind of given the times, but $15,000 by 2025, man, that's pretty aggressive. Let's go down here. If you're going to have a gold standard, even use a gold standard as a reference point for money. If you need to restore confidence in the dollar, the implied non-deflationary price is $15,000 an ounce. Peter said it's really a moving target because they are still printing money. Well, I'd have to agree with Peter on this. Anyways, I could read this for a while here, but this is on Peter Schiff's gold. Could the dollar price of gold go to infinity? And of course, I'm showing you here a guy's website that does sell gold and silver, buys gold and silver, but I can promise you I can do a better deal than what Peter Schiff can do. I'm a smaller operation. My overhead is a lot smaller. And I do beat all the online sellers on their buys and sell prices. So I'm not afraid to show you competitors that do buy and sell gold as well. And because you know what? They have a lot to offer too. And Peter Schiff is a very smart guy, even though I could consider him a competitor to some degree, but not really. I can still beat the numbers. Let's move along to deal of the day. And speaking of numbers, that's what buying gold and silver is all about. I can't tell you how many people come in my store on a daily basis, and I really do my damnedest to try to point them in the direction of what the best deal to buy is. And one of the common things I heard is, and I'm going to give you a little key here, or a little. I'm going to tell you what I have to do on a daily basis, because really I look out for the best interest of my customers. When you come in, I am looking out for you. I make a flat rate per ounce, no matter whether I sell you a higher price product or a lower price product that costs me more money or less money. I make a fixed dollar amount. I just kind of kept it that way. I think it's a smart way to do it, and it saves my customers money, and it makes me money. It makes me enough money to make it worthwhile to do. So it doesn't hurt me or my crew to recommend customers a far better deal, because we make the same price per ounce. And so many customers come in, and they come in for like gold eagles, which are like what? They're $90 to $107 over the price of gold, depending on how many you're buying. Or maybe a little bit less than 90, but depending on the quantity that you're buying, they're expensive. They're at least $85 to $107 over the price of gold per ounce. There's many other products like maple leafs out there that are a little cheaper, and Krugerrands that are a little cheaper. But then there's products that are even cheaper than that just contain the same amount of gold as all the other products. And oftentimes we will recommend these products where someone, for example, if they're buying 10 ounces and they can save $65 an ounce, what is that? That's $650, man. That's significant. You could buy more gold or more silver with that. But here's a common phrase I heard. Well, I'm not familiar with that product, and if I take it somewhere else, will I be able to sell it there? And really, I'm not familiar with that. So, they get uncomfortable. And my common response to that is, if the person that you're selling gold to doesn't recognize most gold products that are bought and sold on a daily basis across the world, then you probably should not be dealing with them. And a lot of times these people think, well, if I don't know about it, then, other people don't know about this product. But that's not true at all. There's many products out there that many retail people that buy and sell gold and silver aren't familiar with. Just because you're not familiar with it doesn't mean it's not a great product and you shouldn't buy it. Investigate a little more into these lower premium products, like, for example, the American Arts Medallion 1 ounce gold pieces. I had a deal of these in this week, and I was trying to explain to some people it was a much better deal. And things like 90% U.S. silver coins, which they're not very pretty, but they're made by the U.S. Mint, and they're far cheaper than silver eagles. Anyways, gosh, I didn't mean to go off on a long tangent there, but there's so many great deals out there, and there may be products you're not familiar with, but if you have a good local dealer, ask him about them. Ask him. He can save you a lot of money and get you real metal in your pocket, and save you a lot of premium money that you'll probably never get back in the future. Meanwhile, besides these esoteric products that you should ask your local dealer about, the best deal out there still for popular mainstream products are 1 ounce Krugerrands and 1 ounce maple leafs. Gold eagles, as much as I love to tell you to buy American, they're just too expensive in my opinion. The best product out there in silver right now, as far as silver coins and silver bars, I would say is US 90% silver coin, and you can buy that from anywhere from 75 cents to $1.50 over. As far as generic 1 ounce silvers, I think that's the next best deal out there, and that stuff can run you anywhere from $1.75 to $2.50 over the spot price. And after that, you got other products, but really, once you start going beyond a premium of $2.50 over the spot price, it's really too much, in my opinion. And when silver eagles at like $3.75 to $4.25 over the spot price, that's just crazy, man. You could buy a lot more silver with that money instead of spending it on a premium. Anyway, that's just my opinion. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call us anytime between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays at 954-493-8811. Love to help you. We've been serving South Florida and the whole region since 1977. I've been in this particular location since 1995. And again, we look out for our customers. We really do. Appreciate you watching these videos, and make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great evening, and let's see what happens tomorrow. Good night.